Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and today a look back at Wave 17's I.R.W. Vrax. This is a Valdor, a ship we haven't seen since Wave 1 with the Valdor. And, well, our biggest problem did not get fixed. This ship still does not have a tech slot. Uh, that problem won't get addressed until the Romulan faction pack. Uh, but yeah, this ship, I actually still remember picking this ship up from my local game store. It was walked in for board game night, and they had the wave ready for me, and yeah, it was a good time in the game. So uh, yeah, but 30 points for double crew, double weapon, and 4263. Reasonable stats. I've always liked the Valdor. The stat lines on the ship. Uh, you're not wasting too many points on shields that you're almost always going to be cloaked for. You got a decent amount of attack dice built in. Nice defensive, well, not quality, but defensive dice to start. Uh, and the named ability here, if you reveal a 4 straight maneuver immediately before you move, you may change it to a 4 bank, which is cool. The only downside is it's a red. So unless you have some way of treating your reds as whites or greens, you're taking Ox Power for doing this. And I think this could have been handled just a little bit better. Um, really, what it becomes is this ability would have been much better as an upgrade card, and something else in its place would have made a better ship ability. I don't think there's anything about the Vrax that screams that it should have been a had some kind of maneuver altering ability. I don't remember anything from the other Valdor in Nemesis doing anything about changing its maneuvers to get in a better firing solution on the scimitar or anything like that. So nothing here jumps out at me. It just seems like a miss in terms of the named ability. The model's awesome. It was this kind of Jolly Rancher green apple, almost transparent, and I like that. Just fell short on the ability. Now, Saran as captain is a skill 4 with talent, skill 6, 4 points with a talent slot. And his action when attacking this round during the roll attack dice step, if you are within range 1 of a friendly ship, you get to set one of your attack dice on the result of your choice. This die cannot be rolled or rerolled. So, kind of like Picard 8, you can set a crit, roll one less die to set a crit. Except this has too many conditions. You have to be at range 1 of a friendly ship. That's typically not a problem until you get, bumping and banking and turning, and it just tends to be an issue more frequently than not. And then to have this be an action is something I'm not prepared to spend an action on. I'll take target lock. I'll even take evade. But I'm not going to take an action to do this. I think this would have been fine as a passive ability, just when attacking during the roll attack dice step. If you're within range 1 of a friendly ship, set one of your attack dice on the result of your choice. You could have added, both you and the friendly ship have to have the same ship in arc. That would have been fine, but this needed to not be an action, not at the 4 points. So yeah, Saran, a big pass for me. Velal, which I think is also an admiral, they are, is skill 5 with talent for 3 points. And then as an action, each time you defend this round during the roll defense dice step, you may choose to roll 2 less defense dice. If you do so, add 1 evade result to your roll. Again, this is another effect that didn't need to be an action. Would have been a pretty good, just standard ability. Just, you want to defend? You want to roll 2 less dice, set and evade? Great, done. That's your captain ability. Or that's your admiral ability. Just passive ability. Maybe you got to take the fleet action to do it, and then you get like this area of effect. Maybe all ships within range 1 of the ship that triggered it, or of the admiral ship, right? Spend an action to activate the admiral. All ships within range 1 of the admiral get this effect. I think that would have worked, but as an action to do it like this, I think it doesn't work on just one ship. It's too much. It's too little benefit. I do like it because you're getting better quality than you're losing, unless you've got reroll or conversion quality on your defense dice, like the Belloc. But for the most part, this is helping. Coordinated attack, 5-point talent, can only go on a Romulan captain on a Romulan ship. If your ship is not already attacked this round, you can discard this card to perform an attack with your primary weapon at 1 less attack die immediately after a friendly ship attacks. So you can, at skill 3 or 2 or whatever, jump up to skill 9, fire after Shinzon, and you're done. Now, I think as a one-time effect, that would have been perfectly fine to do without the die penalty. And without the primary weapon limitation. I think just done, again, one time, probably in the first salvo. But I don't think it needed this kind of penalty. It's already restricted enough. Romulan captain, Romulan ship, and the hindrances made it a card where I don't think it's ever seen the light of day. But, yeah. Flanking attack. This is a card I wanted to like. 6 dice for 6 points. Range 2 to 3. Attack. Discard the card. Perform the attack. Defending ship rolls 1 less defense die against this attack. I always like making my defenders roll less dice. You can only fire this weapon from your forward firing arc. Fine. You may only perform this attack if your ship is not within the forward or rear firing arc of the defending ship. So you gotta come in at the side. And again, that's fine. Why does this cost 6 points? Can anyone tell me that? Why? I like the surprise element. I don't mind it being a discard. And I understand I can hide this under... Oh... Can I hide it? I don't think I can hide it. I can't hide it under Quark. And I can't hide it under the other Romulan weapon. Let's see. Romulan weapon. That's triphasics, right? That's what I'm thinking of. Triphasic emitters. Yep, cost of 5 or less. I can't even hide it under triphasics. That's my problem. If it costs 5, it's still super expensive. But at least I can hide it. And I can do some things to make this actually matter and get it cheaper. So, yeah. Again, as it is, I can't use it. And there's no quality to it. A 6-point weapon needs to have dice and quality, and this really has not enough of either. Photon torpedoes. Hey, we got time tokens. No, they're still not good enough. Plasma torpedoes. Hey, we got time tokens. Hey, we got some quality. I can reroll all my blanks. They still cost 5 points. Why? I don't know. I can fire them from my non-existent secondary arc or rear arc. Yay! Um, let's talk about Talara. For 5 points, you can action discard this card to target a ship at range 3, and only at range 3. You discard a crew upgrade of your choice on the target ship. That much is nice. I mean, it's a trade off. Discard, discard. Spending an action. But, yeah, the chances that we completely miss range 3 are fairly high. And then you have the benefit of your crew for all the crew shenanigans you want to pull off. And for me to ever try to get back to range 3 is tough. So, yeah, it's trade-off. Talara doesn't need to be 5-point expensive to do this. I appreciate that she works through shields, through cloak, but too much and too limited. Bridge Officer is, well, 1, the last card in this pack, but 2, when you're instructed to place time tokens on one of your weapon upgrades, you place 1 less. Now, this card costs 2 points for any non-Romulan ship. And no ship can have more than 1 Bridge Officer. But for all the people who like running 2 copies of Ferengi Photon Torpedoes, because you want to be able to fire them every round, if you don't have multiple Ferengi Photon Torpedoes, Bridge Officer, I think, is your answer to that issue. You can run Bridge Officer, you can run 1 copy of Ferengi Photon Torpedoes, or 1 copy of whatever Photon Torpedoes you have on your Scimitar, and Bridge Officer is going to let you fire those weapons more frequently. And in fact, Bridge Officer should work on every weapon. So like Bridge Officer plus Torpedo Bay plus all these things should work quite nicely. And I understand you're probably not going to put Bridge Officer on anything that's not a Romulan ship, because 5 points is a lot for that. But I could see it. I might be able to justify it with like all the Arsenal, Torpedo Bay, Photon Torpedoes, wanting to run all of those things every single round. I could see it. Again, I don't think I would, but I feel like Bridge Officer is an overlooked piece to that puzzle. And yeah, you can argue that Kalana does it better because she absorbs a bunch of time tokens. But Bridge Officer does it consistently. Bridge Officer is like Esri. And I think that's good enough for me. So, anyway, the Vrax, overall, fairly forgettable. But there's a couple of cards that at least have potential. And if nothing else, I think they're fun for making some home tweaks to them. But yeah, last I heard, this pack is fairly expensive to track down. So please don't go spending all kinds of crazy money on it. Just get Valdor's from the Romulan faction pack, the Secrets of the Tal Shiar, and you'll be a lot happier with those. That's the best and most honest assessment I can ever give you on these, because you're not missing a ton from these days. But yeah, that's going to wrap it for the Vrax. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.